What's going on, guys? I am Simple Simon and this is my video entry for Gorilla Todd's 1000 subscriber giveaway. Gorilla Todd is a channel I only more recently discovered. I'd heard his name around the community for a while, but it wasn't until my friend and soon-to-be YouTuber Mad Spidey let me know that he'd become quite good friends with Todd, and I checked out his videos. So he's doing a 1000 subscriber giveaway and he's very close. In fact, I just jumped onto his channel and he's only about 30 subscribers away. So I will leave a link to his giveaway video in the description. So make sure you check that out. All you have to do is check out that video, subscribe to him, like that video, comment on that video, and that's an entry. But you can also make a video, and I love the idea of his video. But before we start that, let's talk about Gorilla Todd. So from the videos I have watched of Gorilla Todd, he mostly does claim sales and general just hang out with the community type videos. But one thing I can say from watching his videos is he seems like such a friendly and happy guy. And I'm pretty sure that's why the community love him.
Gorilla Groats. Well, okay, but you guys know what I mean when I say that.
So for his giveaway, he also has said you can make a support video where he wants you to tell him about your origin story. And I love that idea. He wants to know how you got into comic books and how did your love of comic books begin, and also what made you take your comic book love for comic books onto YouTube. So it first started in the summer. So my love for comic books would have began when I was a very young boy. I would say when the '89 Batman movie came out. I remember getting some Batman comics because I just fell in love with Batman. I was into Batman before the '89 movie. I used to love the Adam West show, but the Batman '89 movie really made Batman super cool. So I actually remember getting Batman comics because of that. And then eventually I also I loved Sonic the Hedgehog because of the video game. So I was really into the Sonic the Hedgehog comics back on Archie. I had a massive collection of those. I used to love X-Men because of the 90s animated series. I used to have a lot of X-Men books. But the thing I really loved was Sonic the Hedgehog and Spider-Man. I remember picking up my first issue of Spider-Man, which was Amazing Spider-Man 400. The Tombstone, the Death of Aunt May, and I remember reading that story and just being amazed about how good the story was, and then I was hooked. But what happened was comic books eventually became hard to get because back then I used to buy them from a newsagent, and eventually the newsagents stopped getting comic books, and I'm pretty sure that's how my comic book collecting, and back then I wouldn't call myself a collector, I just read comics as a kid, and it was a little bit hard back then to get to a comic shop to be able to continue, I guess, buying comics. So I basically stopped reading comic books, and then 20 odd years later, I am somehow obsessed with them again. So I went on a few dates with a girl I met on Tinder, and she told me she was really into, she read comic books and she was into DC and stuff like that. And I thought, wow, you're like my age and you read comics? I know, right? I know I just offended a lot of people, but it kind of fascinated me. So I didn't have all my comic books from when I was a kid. Unfortunately, they got lost in the circuits of time, but when my parents moved out of their home that I grew up in, they found a very small stash of books, and they were like, do you want these? And I was like, yes I do. And one of those books was this, Batman: A Death in the Family. Now I remember this as a kid thinking this was pretty brutal, and there was one week where I was actually very sick. I spent a week off from work because I was so ill, and I just picked this up and thought, you know what, I'm gonna read this. And that's pretty much how it began. I just thought this was fantastic and I wanted to get into comic book collecting. I won't describe my story of how I started collecting single issues and things like that. I have a lot of friends who are into comic books and they are very helpful in getting me started in this hobby. Now, how my YouTube channel got started was I always wanted to make YouTube. I just didn't know what to make. In fact, my first idea was actually a cooking show. I used to be a pothead and I was going to do a pothead cooking show. That was my first idea. Thank God that never happened, even though it could have been funny. But one day I thought to myself, hey, why don't I do a YouTube channel about all this nerd stuff that I've gotten into, like comic books and collecting, but from a noob's perspective, because obviously I'm very new to this. I'm still only about 2.5 years now into collecting comic books, but yeah, that is how my YouTube started. But there's a part of the story I'm not telling you. The thing that really got me off my ass to get my channel up and running was something else. Love. I was really into this girl who I knew had a YouTube channel, and I actually one day just thought, you know what, I had this idea for the whole making comic book content, nerd content as a noob, and one day I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and then I have something to talk to this girl about. Hey, and it worked for a while. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I had no idea I would become so obsessed and addicted to this hobby. And to be honest, this YouTube channel is the best thing I have going on in my life. I haven't had a lot of hobbies in my life besides I used to play in a band, but ever since then I really had nothing. And this channel has really given me something to be passionate about, which it is seriously the favorite thing I have in my life. So yeah, that is my origin story. Thank you, Gorilla Todd, for the giveaway. Do check him out. Do check out his giveaway video in the link below, and make sure you subscribe, like, comment on that video to get your entry in. And Todd, hopefully you see this. You are going to be at 1,000 very soon, my friend. In fact, you've jumped up like 100 subs or something since I last checked. So yeah, I'm sure you'll be there in another week or two. So yeah, congratulations on your channel's success, and hopefully it just continues to grow, and I look forward to watching it grow. That is all from me. I am Simple Simon. Keep it simple.